If you're working from home and you live with others, like family members or roommates, well, guess what? You can employ them. By that, I mean have them volunteer, although you can pay them, but generally they would be good candidates for just helping you out of their goodwill.
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
And at first, you just want to start them off with very basic tasks. If they are not too busy, you can find them something easy to do, like either proofreading something like what you've written, or your sales pages, or just using your product or service and giving you feedback on it, which is going to be really invaluable because they'll be able to see holes in whatever you're doing that you're not seeing, blind spots. It always happens. Even people who are not technical or not savvy in business, they still see problems. You don't have to listen to them, but a lot of times their ideas will have very valuable clues. Or you can get them to research things like researching competition, get them involved, and especially if they have specialized skills. It might be rare that they have specialized skills that you actually need for your business, but if so, then that's a fantastic, lucky coincidence. And of course, you should get their help on those things. But as you can see, there's many things just about anyone can do to help you. And it's just up to you to ask them for help. Now, a few points about not putting too much pressure on them, because again, they're not your employees. And generally, when it comes to working with family members, the rule of thumb is you don't want to strain the actual relationship. The actual relationship is worth more than the work. So you want to do it all while maintaining peace, and hopefully it actually builds togetherness because you're working together rather than causing issues. So what you want to do is start each person with a non-mission critical task, like something not too important, just to test them and to test how much they can do and to test how well you work together, because this is going to be new. And if you give them something important to do, then it's going to stress you out waiting, and it may be difficult for them, and it adds all this unnecessary stress that you shouldn't start with something large. Start with something small and work up from there if they do well. Some people will be able to do a lot, they'll impress you, and they'll actually enjoy it, and they'll ask for more. Some people will do very little, that's totally fine. You just don't really ask them for too much work in the future, and stick with the people who help you, or maybe find out why that person did very little, and maybe it was just a wrong task for them, so maybe you try them on a different type of task that requires different skills. And after a couple of times trying different things, if they really produce no results, then you just kind of move on and say thanks for trying. And you always want to be patient. You never want to overwhelm them, because sometimes if you're waiting for a task that we depend on, which is maybe a prerequisite for the next thing and it's holding us back, then of course it can be very overwhelming. And that's why you don't start with a mission critical task. You give something that maybe is a task of secondary importance. So that will help you to not get stressed out and not overwhelm yourself or them. And very importantly, always appreciate them, always say thank you, always show your appreciation, and make them feel like they actually contributed a lot, and show them the results of their work. Like if they helped you to find problems with the sales page for a product and you started making more sales, tell that to them, because they actually will have no idea if you don't tell them. And if you tell them that, they'll realize, oh my God, my work was so important and impactful, it made a difference. They're going to do more work because their work mattered, and they're going to feel good about their work and themselves. So that's how you get a lot out of the people that you live with, even though they may be a source of some distractions because you live with them. They also can be a source of tremendous help and balance out the distractions.